the meetups are all about the product. It's really problem, solution, outcome. And what we're focused on here tonight is the tech that our founders have created. So during the Q&A, refrain from asking questions about revenue models or business models. You can do that in the after party. And if you do, you may get booed. So just a big thank you to our sponsors. They're really responsible for everything that we're able to do here. And lastly, we love and support. We love everyone's support here, and 3 ways you can do that is by adding a donation when you RSVP to one of our virtual events or in person, becoming an individual supporting a corporate member of the Alliance, or simply making a small donation. Okay, so with that, we've got 6 amazing founders with us tonight, and to kick things off, we're going to start with Jason Van Anden, founder of Quadrant, and Jotto. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Doug.
All right, as Jason gets set up, Jotto taps into the collective wisdom of crowds and redefines how we collect public feedback.
Great. I'm so happy to be here. Love New York Tech Meetup. Big fan. We actually presented this product a few years ago in a different incarnation. Long story. Ask me about it at the event later. It's an interesting story, but not one I want to waste a lot of time on right now. But the new rebooted Jotto is about instantly collecting public feedback, which is really hard to do. Let me give you a little bit of my background. I am a social. I'm best known for 3 social justice apps. I created the I'm Getting Arrested app in 2011 for Occupy Wall Street. It was the first panic button app. I followed that up with the first video bystander app for New York Civil Liberties Union in 2012 called Stop and Frisk Watch, and that became the mobile justice platform. And in 2016, we created the first mobile AI chatbot in 2016. It was called Work It, and it served as a virtual union rep for the 1.3 million non-unionized Walmart workers. Jotto is kind of a combination of these 3 different technologies, and I'll explain a little bit of that in a moment. Do I sound like I'm yelling?
No.
So it sounds okay.
You're great.
All right. Okay, thanks. Okay. So first off, I hate forms. Who here likes forms? Right? Nobody, right? Did you know that 10% of forms that are started are actually completed, and those are only the forms that people actually bother to start filling out? And yet, when we try to get customer feedback, we typically go for 3 things: focus groups, forms, and God forbid, social media. Okay, right now, Jotto can be used as a customer feedback solution, but we're focusing on local government because they do a particularly bad job at trying to understand community sentiment and feedback. Again, no one likes filling out surveys. Busy people don't have time for public hearings. And social media does not promote civil discourse. It started off on the right foot and it went way downhill. These 3 methods of getting public feedback all result in people who are motivated typically by grievances and anger. I'm going to show you in a second a video of an actual campaign, a well-meaning campaign the MTA put together to get feedback from the public.
Oh, what's this? A QR code? Huh. Oh, cool. The MTA wants my feedback. Great. You just scan this right here. Whoa, look at all of this. Jeez Louise. And now I gotta put something with my full name, the city I live in, and my email address. And to make matters worse, to use anonymous comments, you have to use your last name plus your zip code plus mtahqx.org just to leave anonymous comments. So there's no easy way to just leave something without being identified. Record a video on my phone separately and then find out where I can upload the file. Go into my photo library. We have to dig all the way through my photo library to find the video that I just made. I just don't feel like it. Whatever.
That's not Jotto.
Oh, what's this? A QR code. Oh, cool. The MTA wants my feedback. Great. I love it because it's only like 2 clicks away. Just press Jotto in the photos. And bing, bang, boom, app's open. I'm ready to record my opinion in the
Okay, so that's it. All right, so you got one solution where you've all experienced it, and God forbid, it's like you scan the code and it's a survey. In this case, you scan the code, and what do you get? You get this really long web page with a link buried in the middle of it that takes you to a survey where you got to fill out all these fields that meanwhile, you're like, this is in Grand Central Station. You're sitting here typing with your thumbs, elbow to elbow with commuters. It's crazy. No one's going to do this. Okay, with Jotto, you scan, you record, you're done. You don't have to record just video, but the video's great because we can understand all kinds of things with video that we couldn't other ways. You can record with voice, video, or text. Okay, so we make it super easy for communities to share what's on their mind with their leaders. They just scan, record, and done. And we make it incredibly easy for the leaders to receive this information. We use AI to make sense of all the data that comes in. So we can demonstrate heat maps of what people are thinking where, we can show sentiment analysis, and we can transcribe. We even create a sizzle reel of the videos that are on either end of the spectrum. So you can find out, okay, this is the gist of most of the videos, and then you've got these here that are outliers. Some great ideas that are outside the norm. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick demo. Oh, okay, we're at 5 minutes, and this is actually okay. What we can do is we can do a Q&A, and any of you can scan this code right now, and you can record now or later feedback about the New York Tech Alliance. We have a question that we're posing, which is, what's your most optimistic prediction regarding tech for 2024? Okay, so I encourage you all to share those with us. If after you record, if you're using the web app, click the button, install the app, and you'll receive updates from us. Any questions?
Have you asked the MTA to use your service?
We have, and what's funny is I got in touch with someone high up in leadership, and I showed her the video, and she's like, you might get a better response if you didn't send that video. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to Jessica again.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? Yes.
Did you say that you transcribe the video with AI or not yet?
No, we do that.
You do.
We transcribe it, and we also, there's other things that we do with the video using different, AI interpreting software as a service, and then we kind of bundle it up into a package for our customers. Yes?
Is the demo coming after, or do we have to watch it on our phone? The demo of your app?
Well, I ran out of time. So if you'd like a demo, let's meet at the networking event, and I'd be pleased to give you a demo of the back. I mean, if there's no other questions, here's the product itself. It's, you create prompts, and you create channels, and when the videos come in through here, okay, and they come in instantly through the portal.
Can you play that video in full? It's only 9 seconds.
So here's the future. This is democratizing IT and tech for everybody.
Install the
All
app.
right, there you go. All right. It was kind of like a ringer for the event. So. Anybody else? Yes.
So have you thought about censoring or blurring people's faces to kind of preserve anonymity?
Well, so here's the thing. This isn't public. So the idea here is that you don't have to record video at all. You could just use voice. So if you're concerned about showing your face or showing other people's faces, again, this video, it's different from social media. The videos that are coming into this portal were only the people who put out the prompt. We'll see the intake. So there's a trust relationship in that regard. Again, this technology evolved out of our work with the ACLU and other organizations, very involved with privacy and security and things.
Just bouncing off the demo, the gentleman was saying he was concerned about sharing email, but he's going to share his likeness. It's a little kind of the same thing.
Yeah, again, there's a trusting relationship. So if I ask you for my email, I'm not going to blur it out as you're giving it to me, right? Yes?
So there might be a middle ground where you let them record the video, but use the AI that you're using to actually take the transcription and just give them the text, so then they can search the text, and that's it.
Yeah.
You say, don't share my video, just share what I'm saying.
Like I said, you don't have to record video to provide
but
feedback.
the video is like really accessible for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
As, even if you take out the video and the audio, you can still figure out who is sending the message.
How?
Geolocation.
If they, yeah,
other
so,
apps.
so we
You can
don't,
also fish
Yeah.
in the video.
we, again, this technology's been in the field for 12 years with the ACLU. So we're incredibly, sensitive to all those factors. You don't need to volunteer your location. There is no registration with Jotto, none at all. You just scan the code and you record. We have a way of sending people back follow-ups using push notifications, but we don't know who that person is. We don't know what phone, all we know is that there is a way to communicate with them that is privacy respectful.
What about IP address, MAC address?
We're not storing it. So we're not interested in it. And again, our EULA and privacy policy makes it clear, I'm not interested in your data. This is between you and the organization who sent the prompt. So we're not interested in brokering the data, that's not our business. Yes?
Can I propose maybe the idea of a filter for the person receiving the video? So just in this example, it's the MTA and you're dealing with the New York City public, right? So someone's filtering it on the other end or someone's receiving it. Is there any way to ensure that the material that the person receiving it is not something that the New York City, angry New York City MTA public could potentially send over? Should it be more graphic?
Well, so I've had we've seen some very graphic footage having the ACLU be a client, okay? And we have a button where if there's a bad actor, you can censor the videos coming in.
Got
So
it.
we've had that situation and we have a solution for it, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's it, right? Yeah. Thank you all so much and I really look forward to meeting you. Oh yeah, ask offer. We are in the middle of a seed round, so if you're interested in participating in that, let's discuss. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Okay, next up, we've got Kels Bethel, co-founder and CEO, and Lisan Fellinger, co-founder and CTO of Recess Labs. Recess is a neurotech app that helps workers quickly reclaim loss of productivity from mental health by rewiring the brain and nervous system in 10 minutes.
All right, hey everyone. In 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, I was struggling with a bout of depression and I was recently diagnosed with ADHD. At the same time, what I was struggling with is a very burnt out and stressed out team from my previous startup. And we were all struggling with our mental health, and what that led to was quarter after quarter we weren't able to meet our KPIs and metrics. We eventually sold that company, but the reality is we were unable to find solutions that we could have afforded as a small startup, but also we didn't find a solution that specifically focused on productivity and performance for our mental health. My name is Kels Bethel, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Recess. Recess is... Get the next slide. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Liz. I'm co-founder and CTO of Recess. I've been a remote worker for a while and I've been an employee and a freelancer as well. I've always struggled a little bit with, keeping consistent focus or even feeling connected to the team, feeling connected to my work. And I know that my colleagues and my fellow freelancers have also felt this.
We also have Mata, who is in the team, who isn't here with us. He is a performance coach and a psychologist, and he is who helps us to build some of the content into our application. So the story that we told here, next slide, is basically what the World Health Organization says. $1 trillion is the loss of productivity that we are currently facing in the workforce due to mental health. Next slide. What this really means is that for individual companies, businesses, startups like myself, for every single employee that you have, 57 of those days are unproductive days, right? People are at work, as you call presenteeism, people are at work, but they are not really performing at their optimal. So this is why we created Recess.
Yeah, so Recess is a neurotech app that helps reclaim this loss of productivity by rewiring your brain and the nervous system in 10 minutes a day.
So no, it's fine. So how Recess works, we're going to just go into a little bit of science and technology. We'll do the demos in between. So how Recess works is through our brain-based model. So we connect goal setting, we connect flow state theory, and flow state is essentially an optimal state where you perform your best and feel your best, and then we use some neuroscience and connect all of that within the application. So the first thing that we do is intentional goal setting. So every user that uses the application, they come onto the application, they set 3 intentions for the day, and they rate it by challenge and ability, which is based on flow state theory. So Liz will show what that looks like for daily check-in with Recess.
Yeah, so this would be a daily check-in. Sorry, we don't have audio at the moment, so the little videos and audio you see in the meantime, we can't unfortunately hear it, but here you can rate the stress level you have today. Well, currently. So here we have a little intro of what this means, setting an intention will help you to do. Here you can set your intention. Let's say finish the API. And how challenging this is? It's pretty difficult, but I'm feeling capable as well. And this is how you basically continue your check-in. And after you've done your check-in, you will be brought, we are still in the process of finishing our product, so not everything is currently working, but basically you will be led back to our home screen and you will get a recommendation of which session would be the best to do for this.
Yeah, and if you go to the next slide, in terms of increasing productivity and flow state, these recommendations are based on flow state theory. So our algorithm that we created basically recommends the right session based on the input of stress and how you rated the intentions for the day. So every day you are then recommended for the correct session for how you're feeling. And these are the 4 sessions: presence, peace, purpose, and potential, which we renamed, but those are the core functions of flow state, which is really focus, stress and anxiety, productivity and purpose, and potential is the feeling of capability and worth. And all those things are what we all need to really get into a productive state, and those are really the underlying issues that stop people from being able to perform. For example, procrastination is a trauma response. It's an avoidance mechanism. So the application is able to point that out and then recommend the right session based on some of the challenges you may be facing. Right, and then finally, the core of the application is based on neuroscience, and this is where we rewire the brain using bilateral stimulation. So Liz will show like a demo of that. Well, maybe I should go forward again, sorry guys. Right, and bilateral stimulation is basically, most of our behaviors and thoughts are automatic. We don't have control of the things that we do. So what we are doing is we're transmuting some of our automatic behaviors into more, next slide, into more adaptive behaviors. And this is through a type of therapy that's already used called bilateral stimulation. It's used in EMDR, which is a trauma-informed approach to mental health. But it's used in performance enhancements already. For example, executives use it for performance enhancement, or like, for example, like football teams, like Chelsea, they have a mind room where they do bilateral stimulation already for the purpose of performance and productivity. What we're doing with our technology is making this more accessible to anybody to have this accessible via our tech. So,
so when we want to get into a flow session, we click whichever session we want to do. Let's say we want to just boost our productivity. So as we go ahead, we will select one of our intentions and we will enter the flow zone. This might not actually project on
I know, I think it's just the let me check this one.
Well, I can show it on the phone.
Yeah.
Basically, this is an AR environment where you set up your phone in a comfortable position for yourself. You have headphones, and you're being guided through a flow session, basically. It's not really a guided meditation, but it is so that you can keep your attention to what you're actually seeing. We're not asking you to change your mindset or to try meditation or anything. We're just asking you to follow a little ball that goes across your screen, and you have some audio input that will keep you focused, and that will that is the bilateral stimulation, basically.
Yeah.
Sorry that's not on the big screen, but yeah.
The last part of the application is the ability to track and measure your progress over time. You'd be able to see this through stress, productivity, capability, and you'd also be able to see what is that underlying cause and challenge that you're facing that is stopping your productivity. All this would be seen on the journey or the progress screen over time.
I'll try to show that.
Sorry, guys.
That's great news. So as I said, we're still releasing our first version, hopefully in the next few weeks. So we still have a little few kinks.
But what I should do, let me go ahead because I know we have some of the benefits of recess are listed here. Some of the main ones is that what we were trying to do is really to be able to get people results in a very quick and easy way. So hence we use this approach which is more biological. So it helps to rewire our physical body as opposed to mindset changes that take some time and making it more longer lasting results since we focus on biology and nervous system regulation as opposed to mindset. And it's accessible to more people. Yeah, and we did our initial beta with a VR version of the application, and you could see here the results that we got after one 10-minute session. 52% focus awareness, decrease in stress, safety, and stability, 18%, and this is after one 10-minute session. And this is the studies that prove bilateral stimulation for performance. And yeah, I think, yeah. So, and the ask for us would be that we're finishing up just these little bugs, and we are looking to do a pilot with companies. So if anybody is involved in and would like to have like a discounted pilot with us, please reach out. We're also raising a pre-seed round, but yeah, so.
Do you have any questions for Kelsey? Kelsey, I have one.
Sure.
Sir, how do you get someone who is going through major depression
Louder,
to?
Doug.
Oh, sorry.
As loud as you can.
Okay. How do you get someone who's depressed to believe and adopt your product in the first place? Because, as you may know, depression prevents you from taking that important first step.
Yeah, I think our approach with things like depression or any sort of underlying mental health disorder is that we're focused on performance and productivity and not really focused on below the line mental health. So we're not focused on trying to solve the issue of depression, but as long as somebody feels they want to achieve more, we are focused on like the function, helping them to function more. So really what we do with the application, we started off with goal setting, for example. Like we started off very light, and then we're moving them along this sort of mental health continuum. And this is sort of our approach with focusing on function as opposed to illness.
So you talked a little bit about goal setting.
A bit louder, please.
Sorry. You talked a little bit about goal setting, but does the actual session like trigger any physiological changes like in the person that uses the app?
Yeah, so definitely when you do a session, you do feel a sense of release, you feel a physical release. Because we're not focused on like trauma, this is like a trauma therapy, so you would feel biological feelings. But the 10-minute session is really important because we wouldn't go into any deeper trauma. We would stay in terms of just releasing initial anxieties, initial thoughts that really stop us just for our performance. But yeah, you do feel some sort of biological response. Some people feel, for example, really sleepy after, and this may be because they actually need to sleep, or the brain is rewiring and it's sort of like healing itself through the nervous system.
You spoke about the use case. Can you say that again? This is something you're going to release to companies, and companies are going to use it for their employees?
Yeah, that's our thought. Yeah, to release it as an employee benefit for companies, so that there is a benefit that focuses on productivity and performance and the return on investment for some of the wellness initiatives that more companies are adopting now.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Cal. Thanks, Liz. Okay, next up is Vlad Schifrin, founder of Ion Card, a digital business card for professionals and teams. Hey, Vlad.
Hi, everyone. My name is Vlad. I'm founder and CTO of Ion Card. I'm going to start with a small presentation. We all use paper cards still. You know, it looks like this. Then we go to networking events and we collect all of these. And then we're trying to sort them out and see how can we digitalize it or store it in our CRM. So instead, we came up with a solution, which is not new, but this is an enterprise level digital business card. I'm going to show a little bit of video, how it works. Imagine that you at a conference or a networking event, you're going to start the app, share with a simple QR code. There are other methods as well, like by email or by text. Somebody can see your contacts, they can save it to their phone, done. That's how it's done. And another option is an NFC card. Just step it to the phone, it goes to a mobile browser, and you can see somebody else's profile and download it. And others don't need the app to view your information. You start the application, iPhone, Android, this is my profile. I can really customize it the way I want.
You speak up, please.
So that's my profile in the mobile app. I can customize it to the way I want. I can add any links, my website, my phone, my email. I can drag them around, move around, and really make it flexible and customizable. Whenever I'm happy with this, I can just share with my QR code here, or I can preview how it looks here, and that's how it looks online. Others don't need an app, they can save it, they can share their contacts as well as see my info in full. Couple of great features is that it's not just a digital card. You can turn on the lead capture mode, and whenever anybody visits your card, they have to exchange your contacts with you first. This way you collect leads. Additionally, you can also see your contacts right here. You can group these contacts by an event. For example, I went to this networking event, and these are the contacts I collect. And I can see each of them. That's my own, say, card. I can scan a paper business card and store it. That's my IT consulting company. Let's say I scanned it. This is my information here. Like anyone else, I can just keep it here. I can export it to my favorite CRM right from the mobile app, or I can just download, go to online and have a web app running as well, and can download it to my laptop, export to my CRM. See the analytics of things that are happening. You can see the views over time. You can see how many people actually viewed your card. You can see how many people clicked on certain links, how many people tapped the card, how many contacts you have, and so on. The web version also provides more detailed view, like views over a period of 30 days and so on. And besides the easy sharing of your card with the QR code, you can use the NFC card. Like on the video, you can tap it and use it. You can email it, text, share. What's sets us apart is that we're trying to come with the more enterprise version that allows you to sign up as a business and create cards for your employees or your members. If you have a team of sales team, for example, you can set up your sales team with the cards and you can see all the analytics, all the contacts, all the information is being shared. And we are coming live with the version 2, which will fully set us apart in terms of what this enterprise edition is about. You go to ioncard.net, you sign up, you use code NYT10, you can then get 10% off. And if you sign up for a yearly plan, we are providing the NFC cards for free. Basically, if you have a team, this NFC card looks like this. And you can just tap it to the phone, share your information. It's a nice perk. It's not necessary to have, but it's a good thing to show. And I mean, I sometimes don't even like to use my phone. I just tap it, use the card like this. For enterprise clients, we're offering custom cards. Your logo here, and you know, the way you want it, they can customize it for you.
All right. Thanks, Vlad. Any questions for Vlad?
Can you speak to the use case of maybe changing the context between a personal and business context? Or do you only get like one eye on the profile and that's it?
You get one profile. There are other solutions. And the way we do it, you sign up as professional, it's easy for you to transition to business case. That's why it's only one card, because that's the way targeted toward enterprise. Other solutions target toward more freelancers, individual users who have business versus personal profile. This is more enterprise.
Is the account managed by the company or by you? Like if you get fired, do you just not have ION?
You manage account. As a business, you fully manage an account, and if you you can just disable certain cards, you can remove certain cards, and you can add them again.
You can disable other people's cards?
Yeah, you can reassign that to other people. The actual physical cards you can reassign to other people, or the account you can just close it and create a new one.
I think there are a number of similar solutions out there.
Not one, many.
So what's the differentiation?
So our solution focuses on enterprise for you to be able to have leads generated and centered in one place where you can export them. You can research, see what works, what are the statistics, how, you know, we focus on a specific thing. It's probably too small for LinkedIn, right? To jump into this. They already provide you an access to the QR sharing. But that's only your LinkedIn profile, that's what you share.
So on an enterprise level, could you look at the analytics of like who is sharing your contacts with who internally? Like who's talking to who?
Not internally. You see that if you have a sales team and you set up certain permissions, right? Then you can view their contacts as well. You say you're a sales manager. You have your sales team and the people who contacted somebody. You can see who contacted who, and you can export it to your CRM.
Can you dive a little bit deeper on how the enterprise features here are differentiated with some of the competitors? Because I've used a few and they have the same feature, but I do think your app looks better from a design perspective.
You're absolutely right. So they don't really have an app. The whole point is about to share. There are other companies that came early. They focus on everything, on individuals and enterprise. They try to sit on both seats, right? Here or there. We went fully toward enterprise. You as a professional, you sign up, and you have only one card, your business card. It's about you networking. It's not about my personal sharing experience. It's about you networking, you growing, you becoming a company, you creating cards, and enterprise version 2 coming up shortly will fully set us apart in terms of the features that we're going to provide. I can't speak of them now before we go live, but that's what's going to be completely different because I've been in the networking for many years.
Are you able to transfer in the contact list by like industry or title?
Not really, because that's not the purpose. You export to your CRM, right? Salesforce.
Sure.
And you do whatever you want, right? You figure out what's the title, who's it coming from, what's the next step, what are the nodes. Then you try to get it through the pipeline. But we're not doing the CRM. We're giving you an ability to easily exchange contacts with somebody, group them by networking event. For example, today, if I'm exchanging contacts, I'm going to create an event as a group, and all of these contacts will fall in there. I'll just export them with one click, and that's it. I will see, maybe I'll create a separate list for that to make announcements or whatever I want.
Does it have an API?
For what?
For the enterprise to access the data?
So you connect to get the data, but the data is exported in one click. You basically export your contacts. You want to export analytics? I mean, that's probably something coming up. You were talking about API to the app, to our app, not our app connecting to the API to some other resource.
Or API to the data that the enterprise has?
Well, I understand, right? So contacts are being exported as is. So there's no point of doing an API. But for analytics, probably. But we need to see what's the purpose of it. So but we can create an API. So I work with a couple of partners, and as a technologist, for example, some of the things I've done hands-on, like backend development, I've done myself a couple of things, so see where it fits and make it.
Okay, one more question over here.
Do you have plans in making the data like more like analytical and like being able to like make it more smart? Whereas like let's say you have your sales team and it's like I want to put 20 contacts for the sales rep and 20 contacts for this sales rep. They've all met the same people, but now it's kind of like dividing and conquering that info.
Somewhere.
Okay.
So we don't want to become a CRM. We don't want to become for you a tool to use as something else.
Yeah.
We want to stick to what it is. It's a digital contact and it's a digital exchange. So we're planning to introduce a few AI features.
Yeah.
Some of them like smarter scanning. Some of them like, the contacts you have, you connect with it. Better maybe AI just figuring out the person, latest, information on LinkedIn or something.
Yeah.
You're just making it a little bit more smarter in that way.
Okay.
And enhancing the profiles you connect with.
Okay. All right, big round of applause for that. Okay, next up is Sandra Nem, CEO and co-founder, and Lucas Siafi, CTO and co-founder of Qiqo. Qiqo is creating a network of online local marketplaces powered by Zoom and AI, where communities can find trusted news and local businesses. Hey, welcome.
Hi everyone, great to meet you. Thank you so much to the New York Tech Alliance for inviting us to present and just to create space for community to meet up and check each other's work out. So I really appreciate the opportunity. It's great to meet you all. And we're here as Qiqo, quality in, quality out. And we are a company that provides online events and communities, but we're here actually to present to you a new product launch that we're about to release. And it's a platform that provides online real estate for trade using Zoom and AI. And trade meaning trade associations that have member-based organizations. And so this is our team, our core team. We're the two co-founders. I'm Sandra Nam. I'm the CEO. I'm a generalist. I'm also an athlete, I would say, in the terms of, I have background in marketing in the beauty industry and luxury goods, and also I'm a landscape architect. And now I'm the CEO of a tech company. And this is my CTO, Lucas Shafi. He is an Iraq War veteran and a self-taught software engineer. So as I just mentioned, Qiqo is a platform where we had our beginnings in events, doing online events, and creating a community platform for different associations and organizations using a Zoom-based system. And we've done really well since the pandemic. That's really catalyzed us to create over 190,000 users on our platform, generating almost close to $1 million. It's great for us, a small shop. And along the way, we realized COVID's gonna soon subside, conferences were gonna die down in terms of the online conference system, and people were gonna go back in person. And so we needed to market ourselves and get ourselves out there to our target audience of associations, nonprofits, and the like. But as many of you might know, it's expensive to go get yourself out there and get discovered by going to annual conferences, exhibiting at trade shows, paying thousands and thousands of dollars, not only to get yourself there and your team there, but also to set up a booth and to pay for the booth space and the unions that are going to, the labor that's going to get your materials and your booth set up. And we also realized marketing is really hard when you're in certain industries like associations and nonprofit organizations. Different platforms like discussion forums or even social media that's built for these organizations actually don't allow you to market. As an industry partner, a sponsor, or a vendor, you are prohibited from soliciting. You're even prohibited from having conversations with people out in the open. You cannot talk about what you do. You're just simply prevented from doing the work of selling your business and pitching. And also, as we all know, we expect that ads should work, but ads feel like a losing game when it comes to marketing your business. And so we're thinking to ourselves, what do we do? How do we pivot? How do we get traction? How do we get discovered? And we also realize, obviously, we're not the only ones trying to get discovered in our target audience. Our colleagues, who are also industry partners, consultants, other tech providers, small shops, startups, we're all experiencing the same go-to-market problem where we cannot get discovered by our target audience because we're just constantly prevented from being able to do so. So we had to take a pause and we were thinking, well, what's been working rather than what's not working? What has been working for us, right? We have been gaining success over the years, and we realized, well, let's take a step back and just see what's going on. And we realized, as a Zoom partner, business is now on Zoom. We were running hundreds of conferences online on our platform. We were realizing we built a meetings platform as well, where you can have your own splash page for your Zoom meeting or your Teams meeting or your Google Teams, Google Meet video chat tool. So we realized business was happening over Zoom, whether they be one-on-one business meetings, whether they be large-scale conferences online, whether they be just community meetups. Things were happening online. Now, suddenly, there's a new way to connect, whereas pre-pandemic, you would have these in-person meetups, which were glorious, of course, but suddenly there's more options. We can meet online. We also started dog fooding our own platform. We created a series called Tapas Talks, and if you all are aware of Spanish cuisine, where you have these tapas, there's these meals, there's small bites, meal-sized bites, and you just get a lot of deliciousness out of them. And so we started realizing, let's just use our event platform to create opportunities for our colleagues, also industry partners and sponsors, to get in front of their target audience. Let's start talking about what we do best by giving them a stage to do content leadership, thought leadership. They are subject matter experts, just like we are, in the things that we do, the businesses that we provide. So these became really popular, and we're like, that's really a positive thing. And then, of course, as we all know, AI went gangbusters about a year ago, and all of a sudden, API integrations were abundant, and we were realizing we were using AI a lot. We were using the Zoom tools a lot as well, and so we're thinking, what can we do when we're in the mix of all these conversations, all these business conversations that were happening online? And when we're bringing people together, we're bringing industry together, well, what can we use with AI to enhance what we're currently doing? And so here's the opportunity. We thought, let's create a universe of marketplaces for trade and real-time business connection online while following Sephora's model. I know that sounds like where did that come from all of a sudden, right? So as I mentioned before, I have a background in the beauty industry and luxury fragrances, to be specific, both on the supply side, the creation side, and also on the brand side. And so I realized, Sephora, if any of you are aware, they basically took the concept or the model of omni-channel retail to the next level. A lot of high-end luxury goods or brands or cosmetics were only found in department stores, and you can only find them in certain high-end department stores. But they said, well, you know what, let's take this to the next level, and we're going to create an omni-retail channel. We're going to take all these luxury brands, and then eventually many other indie brands, where we're gonna take them to all these sites and we're gonna create a whole marketplace for these brands. And then they also took e-commerce to the next level too by providing these brands an opportunity to go sell their stuff online. So that's why we're combining all of the best of breed kind of marketplace ideas that not only did we experience, but we see out there in the market, and we're putting them together for our solution, which is this online real estate.
Thank you, Sandra. So my background with 5 years as a military officer, which that was happening about 18 years ago. And when I got out of the military, I was in Washington, D.C., and I got really involved in the open government movement. Maybe there's some hands out there who got involved with open government. That's where the Civic Hall also came from. Helping communities is something that really got me excited. So I started helping to organize from the outside of government in partnership with federal agencies, try to bridge a community, people inside and outside government that want to move the open government initiative forward from 2009 to 2011. So I held a series of conferences with different federal agencies, and I realized that that's the way you get momentum for something. Keep doing it over and over, like the meetup here. Then I realized it was hard to keep momentum between all these in-person conferences, so what we needed was an online platform for that. That was really early days, didn't really have many good online tools except for wikis. But that stayed in the back of my mind for a while, and Qiqo was a passion project that we started working on the side. We were able to go full-time during the pandemic for the last 3.5 years. But we realized it's important to help people stay connected and to build that momentum over time. The core is community. And when you bring people together in community, there's a lot of power, like tonight's networking event. There are all these connections that you make with different people, and they will help you with your problems, and you'll help them with theirs. So the goal here is to build a network of marketplaces, as Sandra had mentioned, where if you've got a business, there's a target customer that you have. Chances are there's a trade association for that target customer. I wasn't aware of the trade association industry for a long time. There's even a trade association for alpaca owners, for example. So there's one for absolutely everything. I encourage you to look into that world. We're trying to help a lot of companies get into that world. So nobody wants to create on a shopping cart for all these different B2B companies when you're in the trade association. So it's creating a one-click sort of Amazon purchase experience with one credit card across many companies. That's what we're looking for here. Stripe provides that with Stripe Connect. It's a very powerful platform just in the past few years. Here are the kinds of services that we're putting out there. The ability to see what your colleagues are using, which products they're using. You can share content and demonstrate thought leadership. That's what we found from the Tapas talks, that thought leadership brings in those customers. You can share your news, connect your blog, and it goes right to the folks who are in that trade association. Here we are with our Tapas talks. People register, sometimes only 22 people, but those 22 people are the right people that want to hear your message. Here's the concept of open office hours. So if you're pitching in a trade association and people want to connect with you, you can go online. People can launch Zoom from a map like this, just pop into your virtual office and ask you questions very informally. This looks familiar to everybody now. One thing that we're really experimenting with here is AI agents debating product recommendations for you. Love to talk to you about that in the happy hour. We'll wrap up here. The desired outcome, set up one company profile page and you're in many different marketplaces. Ask if you know of a trade association that you're involved with that could use a marketplace as a way for them to generate revenue. Please get in touch.
And our offer is connect with me to find out. But if you want to use your phone to get connected, just to let me know. If you are a business and you want to get discovered and you want to set yourself up in a marketplace, we'd love to help you get that going. We just want to get the flywheel started somewhere. And so if this is the right place, I'd love to connect with you. Please feel free to do so. Thank you.
We welcome your questions because we'll take that feedback to heart. I'll write the questions down. We're happy to provide any answers.
Right over here, Chris.
Hello, presenter. Great presentation. I think there's a huge need for it in education. So for example, say my professor has office hours from 2 to 4, and I can't get there with the Zoom open office hours. Is that something you consider doing and moving it over to that platform?
We have considered in sort of the academic environment as well. We have worked with different universities for conferences. But right now, we're just trying to stay focused into where we are most situated, which is trade associations. Yeah.
For marketplaces, a common problem is the chicken and egg problem. How do you solve that for companies?
Absolutely. So
What was the question? Can you repeat?
Yeah, the question was, it's a chicken and egg problem when you're developing marketplace, and we're well aware of that cold start problem. And so because we are already in the association space, that's our target audience, our way of doing this is partnering with associations themselves because they already have the buyer-seller market connected, right? They've got all the members of their association. These are members paying, dues-paying members. And then they also have their industry partners and the sponsors who essentially are, you know, they use a term, they pay the freight. So they already have the buyer-seller market connected, and as a revenue share, that's our, you know, I don't want to get into the details of that, but that's how we would use their trust in their ecosystem by providing that, kind of breaking that cold start problem.
So to sell that, like, with your dues, can you get more out of it now, but with this?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What are the characteristics of businesses that have found success on your platform?
Our marketplace is launching soon, so just if anybody wants to talk about how to launch a marketplace, we'll tell you we have 3 sides to our marketplace. Actually, there's an additional side. So there's the association that's our partner. Then there's the members who, because they're all similar, they actually represent a market because they have similar needs. And then there's all the sponsors that want to get in there. So after you, go ahead.
I'll also add some characteristics are, you know, those who understand that developing their own content and thought leadership and subject matter expertise, they know how to kind of work the events. They know how to talk to people and not just pitch to people. Those tend to be the more successful folks on our platform. You know, while we are still developing, getting people on there, really it's through our events that we've developed these or learned a lot of the experience and what's working for folks, for some and not for others.
And I'd say companies that don't want to spend $5K to do a trade show booth, we're helping them get in. So they're our target, the mid and smaller companies.
Oh, and also, we realize that a lot of consultants, you know, there are a lot of solopreneurs or small teams of consultants. They too don't have the budget to go to these annual trade shows. You know, we're all kind of walking the floor like meeting our friends, but they can't afford to be the big booth. So they too are finding this very attractive because now suddenly they have the ability to get discovered and to promote themselves and to just say, hey, I actually do this. I provide this service for you, my audience. So
thank you very much.
Okay, next up is Adam Haber, co-founder of Trellis. Trellis provides on-demand delivery and a marketplace for small businesses so they can compete against Amazon and big e-commerce.
And I have a special guest, my co-founder, J.R. Jensen, will be today.
He let me out tonight.
It's funny. Well, thanks for the time. This is a great event to share what we're building. We're super excited about what we're doing. Every business starts with an idea to solve a problem. And the problem was many years ago when I was commuting round trip from the North Shore of Long Island going downtown to Wall Street, 3 hours round trip, my wife would say, hey, on the way home, your daughter's got a birthday party tonight, pick up a toy at Toys R Us. On the way home, the last thing I wanted to do after a 3-hour commute was fight traffic for an hour, go get it, bring it back. And why wasn't there an app for me to push a button and get something from a local business anywhere within a 5 to 7 mile radius of my home, the ones we know and love, and have the stuff brought to the house for a fee, just like Amazon does overnight or the next day, and a variety of other apps that are out there. Some of them are very sole purpose, like Drizzly or DoorDash's Food, 1-800-Flowers. There's nobody who works with small businesses in all those categories in all one place where you could have a similar experience. And it's just not toys. It's pet food and chocolates and flowers and pharmacies, anything you could think of that you shop locally. Nobody's helping the little small business compete against CVS's, the Best Buys, the Targets, and the Walmarts. And that's why we created Trellis. And we didn't realize how big the need was until I went door to door for about 6 months and spoke to 100 merchants, and they were all like, help us, please. The bottom line is if you don't offer, as a small business, the ability to reach your customers, you're going to go out of business. Every major retailer in America by 2025 is going to have the ability to provide their goods and services to their customers. And small businesses have a really hard time competing with that because to have your own driver, and even at minimum wage with car, gas, and insurance, everything else, it's $50,000 or more a year. Sometimes your individual drivers are unreliable. Why can't there be a way to compete against the big companies? And there really isn't anything in the country like what we're doing. A lot of the small business owners we spoke to say, I want people coming in my store. I want, they'll buy more stuff here. But the bottom line is my kids are 27 and 24. They're not coming in your store. They're going to sit in their phones in their pajamas, just like you do with Amazon. You're going to buy what you want, and it's going to show up at your house magically. And as of basically this year, 1 in every $4 is spent online. So if you don't go to where the customers are, you're not going to have a business. And the biggest issue we had when we spoke to small business owners is their ability to change. Believe it or not, most of the small businesses you deal with don't have websites, have an AOL. I used to have one, so hopefully I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. But they don't have the tech and the hardware and the ability to compete. And what we built out, really, I'm taking JR's thunder, he built out, and I'm helping him sell, is the tech at an affordable price point to have customers get their goods and services at a price that they can compete, and it's working. What we do is at about really a third the cost, 30 to 40% of the cost it costs these businesses to have their own drivers. We provide the ability with our own network of 100 drivers. We have over 100 drivers on our platform. 60 are waiting. We're just waiting for the business to grow to so they have work to do. But we had a florist, one of our first customers in Great Neck, who was basically going to go out of business. She couldn't offer the ability to deliver. Her drivers were basically not showing up half the time. And then her busiest days of the year, Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, she couldn't take all the orders she possibly could. With Trellis now, she's grown her business. She loves us, and all our merchant partners love us because it helps them grow their business, and we don't take a huge chunk of the profit. Amazon went in her flowers, DoorDash, by the time you're done with fees and deliveries and commissions, it's 40% of the sale. I used to own a restaurant, and my margins were 10%. You're just not staying in business doing that. So we built a model that really works for them. And right now, we're a B2B delivery service with over 400 customers. We've done over almost 100,000 deliveries to date. And we're building out a true marketplace where you'll type in whatever you want in a variety of categories except hot food, which is stressful because we don't want to deliver things in 20 minutes and have a bad experience, or people, because they're stressful also because they argue in the back seat. Everything else that you could possibly buy online, all in one place. So you don't have to go to Drizzly for liquor. You can get it through us. We have an SLA license. You don't have to go to 100 Flowers for flowers. We'll have flowers. We have local pharmacies. We have over 60 categories, even a lot of food, like candies and butchers and seafood and bakeries. We provide their ability to have on-demand delivery to their customers so you don't have to go other places. Everybody likes to say, oh, I want to shop local, but Amazon's so easy. Well, people shop local for people shop online for 2 reasons. It's either price. You're not going to find something at a local merchant that's less expensive than you're going to find either from China or on Amazon. But time. My daughter's got a soccer game at 6 o'clock today, and it's 3, and I forgot to get shin guards. Well, we have sporting goods stores on our platform. They'll magically show up at your house, so you don't have to fight traffic and spend, an hour, what is your time worth? Is it worth $7 an hour? I hope so, because minimum wage is $15 an hour. And we can have that delivered to your home. The app is what we're working on. We're literally launching the first quarter of 2024, a Shop Local marketplace. We're starting in Nassau County. We believe that we're going to drive over $75,000 in new sales to these merchants, and only charging 10%, capped at $9.99. So if you sell a $200 pair of sneakers, it's going to be $9.99. It's a very affordable way for these businesses to compete. They are jonesing to get on the platform. We have dozens who are ready to go. It's just building out the app, which we're working on, or he's working on, very hard. But there's a variety of services they need, and we can provide them all to them, but we're focusing first by building trust with delivery, and then the marketplace. Nobody does what we do across the board. Everybody wants to do 100 deliveries from one Target or Walmart or Best Buy, and not one delivery from 100 businesses. There's one business called Roadie that does just what we do for small businesses, and they have batching software, but it's very cumbersome, and they're national. They don't have drivers everywhere. We're starting very focused because to have 400 merchants in one area makes the marketplace experience more durable for the consumer versus having 5 businesses in cities throughout the country. So we're starting on Long Island and Westchester, and we're moving from there. Rates are very affordable. We charge, our most expensive platform is $99 a month. We provide social media, all the tech and support you need, customer service, so if there's a missed delivery, you could actually call or text or go right on Zendesk online and find out where it is. You can't do that at anybody else. And for small business owners, that's an extremely big deal. Our zone, as I said, is Westchester and Long Island. We've done 86,000 deliveries as of yesterday, 15 full-time employees. This is what a nice day looks like for us. This is a beautiful map. Purple means it wasn't done yet. Green means it was done. We do go to the city as a courier, but we're trying to stay out of the city. It's hyper-competitive. There's 30 million people from Boston to D.C. That's our target market to start, then South Florida. The small businesses are vibrant in the community. $1 spent locally helps your home values, keeps your place vibrant. Big box stores take money out of your community and make a place that's really not enjoyable to live. My son used to go to Wake Forest. I would drive down the main drag, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Dollar Store, and Wendy's, and they kept repeating like a cartoon background. That's not really a great place to shop. It takes 3 minutes to sign up if you're a small business owner. We made it as simple as possible. I'm 58. He's tech savvy. I'm not. And I wanted to make sure that I could sign up online and immediately start delivering the moment you do it. And all you're buying from us is this delivery label right now. The marketplace is to be the same experience as Amazon or anybody else, where you'll type in what you want. All the products will come up. We're going to pull the inventory from those merchants. We don't need to spend huge amounts of money charging customers because we don't have 200,000 square foot warehouses with all the inventory. We don't need to spend $7 million on a Super Bowl commercial like DoorDash is going to do the Super Bowl. Everything is hyper local, so we can keep our price point very low so our businesses can actually make money. And shoppers want it. They wanted things delivered to their home. They want convenience. We're not 10-minute pizza delivery. We're in the 1 to 4 hour window, guaranteed same day. And the technology we're building also allows you to provide routes where you only charge the incremental distance from the last stop. So you can go from Mineola to Montauk, and that last stop is only $7. You charge the customer what you want. But we provide within a certain area a much more affordable, quicker delivery than anybody else out there in the business. These are our top 10 customers. There are a variety of businesses. Pharmacy, flowers, printers, Eat Better Meals is meal kit delivery. We do farm to table, chocolates, drugstore, and this is our technology, very user-friendly, color-coded so the consumers know, the customers know exactly, meaning the businesses, where the delivery is at any given time and whether it's completed or not. And we have our own software we're building out for the marketplace, which we're very excited to talk about, and we'll have to talk about it afterwards. And we integrated checkout with WooCommerce, Shopify, and Wix, so the customer can choose that. We have about a half dozen customers that do that. It drives them sales. The marketplace will drive them many more sales, which we're really excited about. This is the batching I spoke about. We make it point to point so it's more efficient. This is what the batching system looks like. As you add on deliveries, you see in real time how much it costs. And all you do is add the drop off, or you can download a CSV sheet up to 49 deliveries at once, and they're optimized. And that's what we do. We try and make small businesses easy for you to shop and keep the money local. Is that 10 minutes exactly?
Do you have an ask offer?
Pardon me?
Do you have an ask or offer?
Sure. The ask basically is, if you know small businesses on Long Island or in Westchester, and they need this service, please refer them. We do this, a warm intro helps people sign up. Once one person in the community signs up, they all sign up. And it's what's needed for you to help support your local businesses. And the big ask is we're raising a seed round, our second seed round. We're more than halfway through it. Please come talk to us afterwards. We'll talk about the details of it. But that will take us through the end of next year, and we become very profitable very quickly. So those are the two asks, and thank you.
Nice. Thanks, Adam. Any questions?
I have two questions. One, you're hiring drivers the same way like a DoorDash does, or how does that?
So we have gig drivers. We do background checks, DMV checks. We're like a preferred vendor because they like that we pay them out at the end of every day. We give them 80% of the delivery fee. They're all 1099s. We do have 2 full-time W-2 dispatchers, but it's the same kind of driver that you'd use for anything else. But we find that they like working with us better because the food's stressful, the people are stressful, and they keep all their tips. We never, we pay them out at the end of every day.
One more question, sorry. Are you finding for the clients you have so far that people are going in looking for a store and know what they want to deliver, or are you finding they're searching for a product and category and then discovering the store as a secondary?
So right now we have a directory, which is the B2B directory. We drive, we really deal just with businesses, but when we do our social media and we get articles written up about us, people go to the directory, they click right through to the business handles the transaction. What we're launching is the ability to take all their inventory off of their websites and have an endless aisle marketplace where just like anything else, but more categories than anybody else has, from all the stores within a hyper-focused area where you are. So your experience in Montauk will be different than your experience in Scarsdale or Katona. We're really just going to be supporting the businesses near you.
Small businesses is much more diversified, requirement. Like one customer may want another. So how did you design the product in a way that different ethnicities or cultures or types of businesses would use your product, but also in a way that you can scale quickly?
Well, he'll talk about the design in a sec. We made sure to launch this in a tight area, so we had scale. Within 10 miles of my house, we have 150 businesses on our platform. And if we launched all over the country like everybody else tries to do, we won't have a really good experience in Phoenix or LA or Seattle if we only have 5 businesses.
Can I rephrase my question?
Sure.
So there's pharmacies, there's hundreds, maybe thousands different types of businesses.
Right.
Multiplied by 1,000 different types of user personas. So I get the distance, but was there any other way you were looking at it when?
Sure. We're starting as hyper-local as possible, so we spent the past 3 years working with up to 400 businesses or 400-something businesses right now, but we're launching with certain specific categories. So we're launching with chocolate shops, we're launching with toy stores, and we're launching with florists.
And pharmacies.
And pharmacies. So those are the categories that we're launching with, so we can stay as hyper-local, so when we tell you what we have, it's exactly what we have, and something's not missing. So as we grow, we'll add more categories on. As more people are shopping, the more categories we can add. It's all based on concentration in one area. So I think a little of the cold start problem earlier, marketplaces, kudos to you. I know the struggle, but so it's as hyper-local as possible with it as niche as possible so that we can grow from there. So that what you're looking for is exactly what you're getting.
Don't go to CVS, go to your local pharmacy. Don't go to Best Buy, go to your local hardware store. Don't go to Home Depot, go to your local, don't go to Best Buy, don't go to your electronics store. Don't go to Home Depot, go to your local hardware store. All these businesses, there are small businesses. All these big box stores have small business alter egos, but nobody goes to them because they've all made it so easy. Now we're making it easier for you to go to them.
Thank you.
So since you're talking about super local stores, do you have any incentives for drivers to use lower carbon footprint methods of transportation?
Well, it's a great question. We spoke to a guy out east who only uses electric cars. However, for now, just using, if you're a business owner and you have 49 deliveries and you use our batching system, as opposed to 49 people coming to your store to shop with 49 cars, or 10 different delivery drivers doing 5 different routes, we route that with one car as efficiently as possible. So we are driving down the carbon footprint by the way our model is designed on purpose. But no, we will, we are the path to startup, but we're not quite a full-fledged company. So we plan on, we're all very green. I have solar panels, I have an electric car. The goal is to shop local, and I like clean air and fresh water, so to keep that going too.
The economics of delivery is pretty brutal. So can you share a little bit of your unit economics?
Absolutely.
How are you making it to work?
So we gross about $1.50 a delivery. The delivery business itself is terrible. The marketplace business, because the way we're setting it up, the average revenue we're going to drive from a marketplace sale will be $6, which is pure margin. And we have a SaaS fee to be on our platform of about $50 a merchant. So if you take the $6 of delivery plus $1.50, $6 for the purchase of the item, $1.50 delivery, $50 a month at a merchant, instead of breaking even at billions of dollars like Amazon did, we're making money after about $5 million, about $470,000 in sales, which will be about a delivery a day from 1,000 merchants. It doesn't take a huge leap to be profitable, and we can keep our price points so low for the small business owner. We don't have to take 42% like 1-800-Flowers does. We can take 6% on a $200 bouquet, still be very happy and profitable, and drive the business. So the unit economics are extremely exciting. We think at 10,000 deliveries a day, which is 1 over 2,000 of what Amazon does, we're a $1 billion company.
Single Stop helps organizations provide their clients with centralized access to benefits and resources. Hey, Tim.
Hey. Whoop. Thank you, everybody, for hanging around. I will try my best to bring it home strong. I am at a slight advantage because I'm not a founder, so I have a little less pressure, I think, on me, although the woman who essentially signs my paychecks is sitting right over there, so there's a little bit of pressure. All right, so, goodness. The problem that Single Stop exists to solve is that every single year, billions of dollars in life-changing benefits at the state and federal level, as well as local resources, go completely unused. The White House estimates about 140 billion each year, and that's just in federal benefits, not to mention state and local benefits and resources. And so our basic aim is to use partnerships and technology to help organizations serve their clients, their end users. And ultimately, not just to get them a benefit, but to help them either lead a pathway out of poverty or to a sustainable economic future. Brief overview, been around a while, merged with FedCap in 2017 and really relaunched just a sort of tech-first solution in 2021. We used to physically be on site places, and now through technology we're able to serve a much greater and larger population of folks. I'm going to get into the tech, but just a quick overview. We have a basic 10 to 15 minute screener. We have a fully vetted community of local resources, a case manager, if you will. It's more of a CRM, and then an incredible real-time reporting and analytics. So I'm going to hop in to the actual tech here. So historically, we've had a really strong presence in education, and so we partner with universities, community colleges, entire systems. We have the entire system of Virginia, North Carolina. We have the entire higher ed system in Colorado. We also work historically with community-based organizations and nonprofits. My charge was really to expand that, and we have. There is something called the social determinants of health, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. It used to just be kind of a buzzword. Now it is affecting how insurance reimburses hospitals and doctors, et cetera. And we've even moved into the energy sector. So we have a electric company in New Orleans that is actually going to feature Single Stop on all of their bill inserts. So if you get an electric bill from this company, you'll have the option to screen yourself for Single Stop. And what we screen for in the beginning, so this first part, on average, per state is either 15 all the way up to 22 different state and federal benefits. So you may be thinking of SNAP, supplemental nutrition and assistance. You may be thinking of Medicaid. We do things like affordable connectivity, so money to get internet access. We have post 9/11 GI benefits. We have veterans benefits in the platform. And then we, as I mentioned, the energy company, we screen for LIHEAP, which is low income home energy assistance. So essentially money to pay your electric bill. And so we set up a company, a site, a university, whatever it may be. They have their own unique URL. This is fully customizable with their logo, their language. This one's pretty bland. And you would click Let's Get Started. Martin, our CEO, would kill me if I didn't mention fully mobile friendly. We have the highest accessibility standards. So if you are vision impaired or any other number of disabilities, you'll be able to access and use our site. And then we translate, not using some tool, but these are fully human translated versions of this. So it's not going to be some weird wording. It's actually a native speaker who sat and translated this. You can basically operate this if you have a 6th grade reading level. It's fully conversational. So again, we don't want to collect a bunch of information we don't need, so I'm just going to put in a preferred name here. We do ask for date of birth. This isn't mine. I'm just going to grab one. I wish I was this young. And then we let them know it's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. You do enter an email or a phone number. And then obviously we're going to send a code to verify. This is kind of a jumping off point. And so if you don't even know what you need help with, you just know you need help, or you're sitting across the table from the organization who gave you this screener, right? You're sitting across from maybe your case manager. You can have this conversation and talk through, what you need help with, and even learn about, what the heck is goods. Like, what is food? I'm hungry, but what can I get with food, right? Food pantries, benefits, Meals on Wheels, benefits, etc. Up at the top here, you're going to see, I'm not going to go through this entire thing, but we ask questions, demographic, income, savings, expenses, tax information. I failed to mention tax credits is a big one. Those go unused. And those are things we screen for as well. We allow the individual to screen not just themselves, but their entire household. So if they have children, they live with elderly parents, their uncle's just staying with them, we allow them to screen their entire household. So I won't go through all these questions, but this is kind of the first part. At the end of that, I'm going to switch gears here. I want you to see a completed screener, because this is sort of the payoff for us. I'll use not real information, obviously a fake person here. Once they get through all the questions, they arrive here, and then we show them their eligibility and potential next steps. We'll give this a second. One of the really key things that we do, there we go, is we put a dollar amount on everything, okay? And I'll talk about a little bit on the back end why that's important, but it's important for the person to see, wow, $17,000 in annual potential benefits. That is about the average that we saw last year. Per household, $17,000 we make available in benefits. You'll see some of the big ones, SNAP up here, Medicaid down here. For each one of these benefits, we not only explain what it is, then we provide a toolkit. And if any of you have ever worked in benefits, it's a very complex process to help somebody apply. And so we take a little bit of the work out of this, guesswork anyway, and expectations. And we have a full sort of write-up on every single benefit. Again, the dollar amount is very important as well, because let's say you are a university, let's say you are that energy company that I mentioned, you do great work already trying to help your people, right? And you do a lot of work that might go unnoticed, all right? You may say, well, we helped all these people, but I don't really know, they're gone now. They left, they got help, and now they don't need us anymore. We allow you to capture that and really report on this data. So if you have 17,000 per household that you screen, and you screen 10,000 households, I'm not good at math, that's a very, very big number. And you're able not just to show sort of your funders and the people that you work with, but you're able to show the community at large in the world the impact that you're having and how you're helping folks access these benefits. Another huge pillar, I'm going to go up to the top and click Browse Resources, and we'll just use New York City because we're here. But this is, everyone's seen a map, everyone uses Google Maps or Apple Maps, very, very similar to that, except every single resource, every single dot you see on here was vetted by our team, okay? So we've called, we've been to their website, we have checked that they still help with the same things they say they help with, that their hours are the same. One of the common problems that we see is, we'll talk to a community-based organization, a soup kitchen, a shelter, whatever, and we say, how do you, refer people out to resources? and they say, well, I have them on a spreadsheet. And sure enough, they go back to the spreadsheet. The place they were sending somebody is completely closed. So they send somebody all the way across town, doors are boarded up, and they're no longer open. We're running out of time here, so I do want to just show you one quick shot. You saw a little bit of this. This is a client record. You can keep track of things in here, communications with them, outcomes, and again, we can report to all those outcomes. So even if it's not a big program, a federal program, for instance, you have, maybe you're a college and you give out emergency assistance. You can keep track of that in here and report to that as well. And I'll show you briefly the reports. My favorite, just this overall KPI overview. So this is our fake demo environment, but we made available 181,000 in benefits, and we actually confirmed in the system, talked to the person, got their benefit, we confirmed 9,000 in here. This is created though so that you can report on every single program, every single demographic. But this is my favorite one because it shows massive impact you can have by getting this tool in the hands of those who need it. That's it. Thank you. What's up?
Do you have an ask?
Yeah, the ask, we're a nonprofit, which might be unique standing up here. And so we don't, we obviously have customers because we sell this platform. We don't really view anybody though as a competitor, and there's some competitors in the space. There's nobody who does what we do to this extent, period, end of story. So my ask is, if you know any organization that works with people in need like this, or any organization that does a similar thing to us, because we are about to sign a partnership with a company that does resources, and they're going to make our lives a lot easier. So we are not competing. We are just looking for partners potentially in this space. So that's my ask.
Awesome. Thanks. Any questions for Tim?
Yeah.
So for the onboarding, the information that you get is minimal, yet you manage to make it applicable to so many different programs. How?
I am the director of partnerships, not director of engineering. So I don't know, except to say what's great. I'll just add to that. What's great about it is we can add a benefit. We just added post 9/11 GI benefits or veterans benefits. I don't think we added a question to the screen. We did ask if they were a veteran, I think, and if they were honorably discharged or whatever. So 2 little questions, but we don't have to build out a whole new set of questions to add a benefit. So it's built very well. I'll just say that. Yeah.
So your target demographic then, like who you're working with, is looking for other nonprofits or organizations that help people, or are you going to the person directly?
So we are not going to the person directly. That's a great question. We're going to the organization that either helps people or just has people in need. For instance, my kind of North Star, it'll be very tough, is why are we not in Walmart? Why are we not in Home Depot? And when you come in and you sign up to be an employee there, as part of your HR, you get to do the screening, right? We know a lot of people who work at Walmart are on benefits, so it's not really something they're going to want to promote and say, look, we got single stop. But yeah, so we go to the organizations that serves the end user. Yeah.
So can I follow up on that question? Is why? I mean, is it possible someday to bring it to the individual, or?
Great question. So I don't ever say the word North Star, and I've said it twice, but our ultimate goal would be to just have a QR code on the side of the subway or the side of a bus or just everywhere, and every single person understands this is available to them, and they can just scan the QR code and see what they qualify for. Like other nonprofits, you need money in order to get there. So we're not quite there. We're not really close to there, but eventually we'd love to be there. You have
how much resources would you say that you have in your data, both public and private? I mean, do you have a large mountain to climb, or do you have everything in there, or what would you say?
So no mountain to climb, certainly. The organization, I won't say who because we're not inked yet, but that we're going to partner with is at the top of the mountain. We're approaching the summit. We're right there. So yeah, you're not going to hop on our map and go, there's nothing here, Now, we were in 12 states a year ago. We're up to 19 now. We're at over 63% of the population, though. We obviously strategically chose bigger states. So we have a little ways to go until we're 50 states. But if you're looking for resources in New York City, you're not going to pull up our map and go, oh, they're missing a bunch of stuff. Like, we've vetted and found what's useful.
So that's public and private.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Are you?
So this is to get a snapshot of like benefits that you might be qualified for, but you can't do the actual applications in here, right?
It's a great question. I won't say North Star again, but the ultimate goal would be, you know, we've talked to a couple states. My home state of Ohio is potentially saying, hey, you go to benefits.ohio.gov, you do a single stop screener, and not only that, all that information goes to the relevant agency, so you don't have to do another application. It's a common question. There's nothing exists today where you come in and do a screener and then your application goes over to the SNAP office or the Medicaid office. It's not, we're not quite there yet, but yeah, ultimately we would love to be sort of the one thing you fill out, and then, you know, it just goes. You don't have to then go down to the office or then fill out another application. It's just you give permission and you've now applied.
Okay. That's it. Thanks, Jim. I'd also like to invite any of you who might have an ask offer of your own put out here to anyone. Would anyone like to come forward and ask all of us of something?
Hey, I'm Dave. It's good to meet y'all. So I own a marketing agency. Basically, I work with tech companies to help them to better identify and engage their ideal customer profile using cost-efficient, time-efficient, data-driven, and scalable marketing strategies. And so, you know, I'm looking to basically work with different organizations. So if you know someone or if you're part of an organization who is looking for help in those basically areas, please reach out. The company's name is Latitude Box. You can find me at dave@latitudebox.com, or you can find me right here. Thanks.
Or downstairs.
Or downstairs.
So I'm a founder of a company called New Starts. I've been in this IT services and consultancy for the past 6-7 years. And we just started our new venture, which is New Starts, where we focus on startups, where we go partners with startups in developing their product and scaling their product and marketing their product. We've been, very recently we launched this. It's been 7 months since we launched, and we already have like 6 to 7 clients. We've been working on different startups, and we are also partnered with AIs and Microsoft and big companies like that. We have been pretty successful. So what we do is our business model is entirely different from other business models. So what we do here is we provide a dedicated full-time team to a startup companies. Maybe it's a small-scale startups, big-scale startups. They have a limited budget. They have a huge budget. So we provide according to their budget. And once you feel comfortable with your team, you can take that. You can just like take your team with yourself. Like you can like. You can take care of your team. You can so whatsoever it is, you can put them on your LinkedIn. You can give them ID cards, badge, whatever it is. So it's like the business module where we work is we don't own anything, your IP or so nothing of yours is ours. We just provide you the service. We take care of the dirty business of the backend, like running the paycheck, tax, hiring, firing, bringing up the product. Where we give space to the startup founders and the co-founders to think more and to bring up or scale your product. So if you guys have any questions regarding this, I'm going to be here, so you can contact me and we can like collaborate or just to get to know each other.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. We got one more. Okay, come on up.
Didn't plan on this,
We
but
like that.
it's a great opportunity, right? Hi, I just found out about you guys this morning, and decided to check this out. I've been in New York about 5 years, and I'm a tech guy. And I have always been a CTO for 30 years in different spaces, IoT, Internet of Things, and all kinds of connected technologies. And I think it's time to right a wrong. And the wrong is the fact that the Internet was built taking your data. Just because we made this agreement that says, you can take my data to build a better Internet. But now we have wearables. Now we have these things around us and these digitizations of us all around the world. So what I'm doing is I've got a startup that I've created called Incent. And what we're doing is we're building a market trading place where consumers can actually sell their data for cash. do it with incentives that can build the entire platform, bring sellers in, bring buyers in, and create a brand new way for people to actually benefit from the connected world. We share revenue with the sellers of their data 50-50 and provide a platform that makes it easy and simple to do that. So my ask is if you want to talk about that, if that's of interest to you, I'll be out there in the meeting.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah?
My name is David. I have a pretty good archive, and I looked up the first New York Tech Meetup that I attended was in 2012, and Scott Heiferman was there. I met Craig, who is not here anymore, the first time in 1999, and he looked exactly like he looks now. And the same wonderful attitude. One recommendation for all of you, because a lot of you are for the first time here, is try to give back to the community, not only and not necessarily through promoting your own service or product. One thing that can be very, very valuable, if you maybe just received funding and you're looking for talent to add to your team, be loud about it, because you can find great people that are at these events. So for example, I'm looking for great AI engineers, and if you are one of those, find me. All right?
Awesome.
Thank you.
Egyptians invented carts 4,000 years ago to build the pyramids. Today in New York City, we're seeing people pulling and pushing carts everywhere, and also carrying heavy products with just hands. We are Anki. Anki.ai is our website. We're building a platform, a robotic platform that follows a person and carries up to several hundred pounds. The platform can be extended to many consumer and commercial uses, and the product would be affordable to many New York City, many people here. So our vision is that over the next 10 years, today it's a tiny market. We're seeing very few robotic carriers around. But over the next 10 years, we're seeing 100 million robotic carriers around the country. And in 20 years, we're seeing 300 million, which is the same number of robotic carriers as the population of this country. So we're a startup to make that smart carrier ubiquitous over the next 20 years. And we are looking for investment, as well as I hope you can sign up for our newsletter, and we will be starting our pre-order very soon for our consumer model.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, thanks for coming. Really appreciate all of you being here, and we're gonna stop here, and we're gonna go downstairs. First drink is on us. Everyone should have gotten a drink ticket at least. Let us know if you didn't, and we'll continue the conversation. And before we do, I would love for our CEO of TechHab Group, Christine McMahon, to say a few words.
I'll say, first of all, I'll say thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. I hope you like the space. This is the kickoff, and I know the Tech Alliance is really a foundational partner for Civic Hall, and I hope you're proud of this building, because in part, it really comes from the tech community, the Tech Alliance, and we're extremely grateful to be partnering both with Civic Hall and the Tech Alliance. So next time, 100 people in the room, and next time 300 people in the room, and we'll be downstairs. So hope you found this helpful, and thanks for coming.
Okay.
Doug, we have some registration professionals
yes,
that we want to
yes,
acknowledge.
yes. Oh, good. David, why don't you say a few words?
Well, this event wouldn't have been possible without the registration professionals that you all
The next Gen Techies. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yep.